Parliament present, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I came here armed with a written speech, but after enjoying lunch with the chair and other eminent women leaders, I realized that as men we have a lot to learn from women, a lot indeed. I was elected to Bunge in 2007, and I've gone into so many campaigns, the last being 2022. But I realized I know very little when it comes to campaign strategy and the need to mobilize youth to do what politicians always do: disrupt other meetings, make sure they silence your opponents. I've learned that from Honorable Alice. I think I will need to look for you after this so that I learn more what you do in Thika to keep those men away from you. So indeed, it was a happy afternoon because for that short period I was sharing a meal with these eminent women. I learned that we do not need to lament anymore about women issues. And therefore, in my speech, I'm not going to lament about missed opportunities. I'm not going to complain about why women maybe being seen as a weaker sex, because they are not. At least after that lunch meeting, I've realized that maybe the men are the weaker species. So instead of lamenting missed opportunities by women, I want to celebrate our women, and more so our women parliamentarians. That is what I want to do in my speech. I'm gratefully honored to join you here today at this induction retreat for elected women legislators in our great country, Kenya. Allow me to register my deep appreciation to each and every one of you, honorable members, for taking time off your very busy schedule to attend this induction. As you're all aware, the 13th Parliament is currently on recess, with House businesses expected to resume in mid-February 2023. However, as we all know, recess does not necessarily translate to rest. As all of you do have families, family commitments, and also you want to use this opportunity to engage your constituents. So taking time to travel here to this venue for this induction, therefore clearly demonstrates the seriousness with which you take this training and the sacrifice you've made to this effect. At a more refined level, this training accords honorable members the opportunity to acquaint themselves with gender-sensitive lawmaking and programming for national development. This comes with personal gains, as the vital tips and insights you get here will go a long way in making you more effective in your duties of legislation, oversight and representation, and enhance your leadership profile. On its part, bicameral Parliament will gain immensely in the way the same knowledge will enrich debate and engagement in the House for the benefit of our people. I want to commend the organizers for packaging this 4-day training module in a flexible and accommodative format that benefits legislators able to attend in person and those doing so remotely as circumstances may dictate. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, this retreat could not have come at a better time. We have just come out of an election in which women candidates recorded one of the best performances in the history of elections in our country. We now have 102, if I'm not wrong, 102 women parliamentarians domiciled in the Senate and in the National Assembly, 63 of them newly elected. The elections also ushered into office 7 women governors, the highest number so far. Further, the polls yielded 727 elected and nominated women MCAs out of the 2,156 MCAs presently serving in county assemblies. This feat continues to be celebrated across our political landscape, having been realized against numerous intimidating odds arrayed against the women candidates. The message that should ring loud and clear across our land presently and going forward is that political leadership in this country is no longer preserved of men. Honorable members, as we gather here today, we must commend KEWOPA and its array of eminent partners for having walked this journey resolutely and with unflinching determination, ushering us to the point where we are today. Formed in 2001 by just 3 visionary women MPs in the 8th Parliament and registered under the Societies Act in 2007, KEWOPA currently has an impressive membership of 102 members in both the National Assembly and the Senate. To borrow its own description of what it stands for, KEWOPA is a cross-party caucus for all women parliamentarians that works to promote and protect democracy and advocate for women's rights. This it does within the confines of a political environment characterized by different political party affiliations and ideologies, a bicameral House membership, members serving on elected and nominated platforms, constituencies and counties, special interest groups, among other dichotomies. KEWOPA therefore provides the much-needed common platform with the sole purpose of carrying the national women leaders' aspirations and agenda and ensuring they win as one. To its credit, KEWOPA has contributed to the realization of a raft of key legislations, among them being the Sexual Offences Act of 2006, Protection Against Sexual Offences Act, Protection Against Domestic Violence Act, that is an act passed in 2014, the Marriage Act of 2014, the Matrimonial Properties Act of 2014, and the County Government Act of 2016, and the Prohibition of FGM Act of 2011, all of which have caused far-reaching ramifications across our homeland. It has also continued to play a major role in spearheading the push for realization of the 2/3 gender principle. Without doubt, KEWOPA has managed to build a formidable portfolio as an institution and making sure women legislators are ready to discharge their tasks more knowledgeably and competently and for a very worthy cause. As the Speaker of the Senate, I want to state unequivocally that KEWOPA has our full support in the work you're doing to build capacity to our honorable legislators. You, honorable members, bear witness to the fact that in all our duties at the Senate and its diverse committees and panels, women legislators play key roles and exercise their leadership potential to the fullest. This we shall continue to do as and when occasion demands. Inevitably, we must come to the consensus that unless women achieve equal status within governance and political structures, our efforts to strengthen the democratic base and expedite crucial social and political reforms will be hamstrung. Honorable members, I have taken note of the fact that at the tail end of this induction, KEWOPA will hold election for its executive committee. I therefore wish to commend the outgoing office led by a very able chairperson, the Honorable Gathoni Wamchomba, for a job well done during your term of office. We appreciate you. I want to challenge the team that will be elected to ride on the momentum generated by the exiting team to ensure KEWOPA attains its goals, ideals, and objectives. I look forward to seeing the fruits of the work of KEWOPA manifest in the businesses of the Fourth Senate as our women parliamentarians put to use the board of knowledge and insights earned from this forum and beyond. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, allow me to borrow the theme of this induction: driving change, the value of women in leadership, to throw down the gauntlet by challenging women parliamentarians to step up and occupy their rightful place in leadership. History bears elaborate accounts of eminent women leaders who helped make our society a better place through visionary leadership and standing up to be counted when it matters most. One of them is Margaret Thatcher, the first woman Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who left us the following words that should inspire the gathering to action. She said, and I quote, "If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman." I repeat that. These are the words of one of the most celebrated women leaders in the world, Margaret Thatcher. She said, "If you want something said, ask a man. And if you want something done, ask a woman." I'm under no illusion that the membership of KEWOPA, we have leaders with the mental and wherewithal to make positive change in our society through action and not mere lip service. This is what it will take to make life better in our country, for the present generation, and for prosperity. With these few remarks, I thank you all, and God bless KEWOPA, and God bless our women parliamentarians. Asanteni sana.